Hey, what's up guys? This is Phoenix Rise again, Vintage here, back with another video. And man, I wanted to do something kind of fun today. As you guys know, of course I collect t-shirts. I mean, just like anybody else, we love our vintage t-shirts. But I'm sure just like you guys, man, I know I have regretted selling some of my favorite t-shirts. Whether it was a time where I just wanted some extra money or I was trying to get something else. Man, I look back on my Instagram, I look back on my eBay, Depop, everything like that, and I just regret some of these sells I made on some of my personal collection. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of list the top 5 biggest regrets I've had with selling vintage t-shirts out of my personal collection, man. So this is gonna be a lot of fun and I can't wait to do this, so let's get into it. All right, you guys, so starting with this first t-shirt, man. This is one I really regret. I didn't at the time, but now looking back, I really do. I've always, loved thrifting, of course, for my personal collection. That's how I started before I even started selling vintage, and Bowie and I were running the archive, all that kind of stuff. When it started day one, man, I was thrifting for the personal. And this t-shirt I thrifted, a year ago, and or maybe, God, 2 years ago, time flies, but this t-shirt, man, I never really thrift, wrestling t-shirts too often. And maybe, I don't know, in Iowa, we just don't find them too often. But this one I thrifted, which is a Stone Cold Texas Rattlesnake, big ass logo. Right here you're seeing it. It's one of my favorite finds for sure, and it was my size. And so I went home, I tried it on, I was so pumped, man, and it was definitely a really good fit, and I wore it a lot. And the reason I sold it was because this is around the time where Bowie and I and the guys at Illis, we did the grand opening for Illis's store over in West Des Moines, and I wanted some pieces in there that maybe people didn't see every day. Some banger pieces, of course. When you're opening up something, you want to have some good heat. And so I took a look at my collection. I was picking out some pieces, and this was one of them. And I don't know, man, I just put it in my bag, took it to the shop, and I think it sold literally within like maybe 3 to 4 days. And so there wasn't like the, oh, it's been at the shop for a while, so I'm gonna go and just take it back and put it back in the collection. So man, when I saw the person buy it, I was super happy for them. But man, that's a big regret of mine, just because I hadn't really thrifted a wrestling tee like that before, something that's that wild. And Stone Cold, of course, one of my favorites. And of course I'll hopefully can find it again, but man, just that moment of thrifting it, having it, and then taking it to the shop, it's selling it so quick, so I didn't have the seller's remorse, if you want to say, and then going in to get it back. Man, that's one I definitely regret. All right, you guys, up next is one of my favorite tees, man, I've ever had, and I regret selling it, but it did go to a good home, so I'm happy for that. But man, this one's really tough. As you guys know, I'm big into promo tees. I'm big into, the Simpsons, cartoons, things like that. And this Simpsons t-shirt I got for my homie Steals for Deals. Man, such a good page. Go, check him out. He's got a lot of heat. He gave me a good deal on it. This was a Simpsons tee, double-sided, the Say Cheese one on Changes tag, actually. And I got it, man. I was super stoked. It was such good condition, but it just didn't fit like perfect. Like it still fit, but it just wasn't my favorite fit. So I didn't wear it too much. I probably only wore it like twice. So then, Culture Shock, the event at Valair comes up, and I was thinking about selling it. I brought it again to, put some heat out that, people wouldn't see every day. And then the homie Manny ended up buying it. And, of course I'm happy for him, and I'm happy he got it. But man, I'm definitely saddened that, I sold this one, and, hopefully maybe I can find one again and get it back in the collection, because I actually don't currently have anything Simpsons in the collection, and it's just hard to find like a good size. I'm of course into like the XL and XX, that's my size, so to find a good Simpsons tee that size, it always seems like they're a size larger or lower. So if you guys have one, man, hit me up. I'm looking for like maybe the full family in like a XX or a bigger XL. So definitely hit me up. But no, this one was definitely tough to let go. All right, so number 3, man. This one again is tough. This is one that I didn't even know I wanted it until I had it. This is one that I probably only wore twice, but it's just the rareness, if you want to say, of this t-shirt. I'd never have seen this t-shirt again, and it's this Dairy Queen Nickelodeon promo. Man, shout out to my homie Joey. You know, I definitely appreciate him for hooking it up. But the reason why I sold this is it was just too big. I should have waited though, because I should have been able to tailor it or do something, and this is definitely a big regret. It's such a sick summer tee, but mainly you just don't see the characters, you know, all together on the Nickelodeon tee. It's just something you don't see too much. And then there's a back hit of a Dairy Queen logo. Man, this is tough because I'm such a, you know, into 90s Nick. I collect a lot of the VHS tapes, things like that. And to lose this t-shirt, I'm just really upset about it, man. I sold it on eBay, and not even for like a crazy price too. And that's the other tough part, is sometimes you sell those t-shirts for, you know, literally what you paid, or maybe a little bit over so you can make some profit. But it just kind of sucks, man. This is one that I feel like I didn't get like too many wears out of. I just couldn't ever get the fit right. But it's one I regret, just because, I mean, look at that, man. Rocco, Hey Arnold, man. There's just so many great people on there. And the Dairy Queen promo too, I mean, such a summer vibe. I mean, I definitely wish I would have it right now, because, you know, we're approaching summer and, man, I need those summer tees. But man, this one's tough. I mean, looking at it, I gotta say, man, a lot of these, I mean, obviously are tough, but this one definitely hurt a lot. I mean, just the Nickelodeon tees and the ones you usually see like a Ren and Stimpy, or you see things like that, but to find something that's kind of, you know, different, and a promo tee from an ice cream store is just wild, and for sure one I regret. All right, you guys, so getting into the final two here. This one is probably my, oh God, it's tough, man. This is probably one of my hardest, you know, decisions to let this go. And this is this Team Extreme piece, man. You got Jeff, Matt, and Lita on here. Man, this was tough. At the time, this is pretty recent. This is like 3 months ago. I was selling, you know, a chunk of my collection because I was trying to invest in myself, you know, buy new equipment for YouTube, you know, things like that. And man, I put this up, and like instantly a bunch of people hit me up about it. We had a lot of people, you know, kind of not, you know, buy it, man, and flake and everything. So I was right about to the point where I was gonna take it back, and then it sold on eBay, and I was like, oh no, man. I was so excited, you know, I was happy to get the money, but man, just losing this t-shirt sucks for so many reasons. One, you know, you don't see Hardy Boys pieces too much, but you also don't see Lita pieces that often. So to let go that, you know, of that really sucked. And two, I got this piece like 4 years ago when it was 20 bucks, when wrestling tees weren't shit, and, you know, only the mad collectors were really into it. And now you see a lot of the wrestling tee prices, you know, shooting up on some things that used to be 20 bucks, 40 bucks. Like this right now, I wouldn't say market. I've seen a couple sell at like maybe 80 to 100 even. Like, people are really paying for wrestling tees right now, it seems like. So to lose this, man, I'm like super, you know, just, man, just, it hurts. This one really hurts. And I'm hoping I can find at least, you know, a Hardy Boys piece. And then there's this big Lita piece that my homie Vintage Don, I think he still has you know, a couple. So hit me up, man, if you have one. But yeah, man, the Hardy Boys were my favorite tag team growing up, and, you know, just made amazing matches, and they're still killing it to, you know, to this day. And to see, you know, man, just that t-shirt again, because I hadn't looked at the graphic for a while, but doing this video and researching about which ones I really regretted, this was for sure one of them. So it hurts to see it again, but yeah, man, this is number 2 on the list. All right, you guys, so before we get into number 1, man, I wanted to kind of shout out a couple honorable mentions, you know, from t-shirts I regret selling. As you guys can see right here, number 1, man, the Buff Daddy shirt, Buff Bagwell, man, a t-shirt you don't see too often. The only other person I know that has it, I think, is my homie Ethan. You know, shout out to you, man. He has, it's a beautiful fade and everything, but I got that t-shirt in Kansas City, man, at an event I was doing, Swave KC. Got it for a steal, again, I think like 30 bucks. And I think it was around the same time that I sold the Stone Cold t-shirt at the shop. Like, I had that at the shop and it sold, and man, a big regret. I'm really into collecting t-shirts you don't see every day for wrestling, and that was definitely one you don't see every day, so I definitely regret that one. And then up next, man, is this China t-shirt. Again, wrestling t-shirts you don't see every day. And this one, actually, my homie Ethan did buy, so shout out to you, man. And I'm happy it's in a good home. And that's kind of the thing that you see a lot, is I'm happy it's in a good home. You know, I'm happy that it went to somebody that, you know, appreciates it. And shout out to you, man. I definitely hope you enjoy it. But Definitely a big regret selling it though, because the China tees, man, are just so hard to come by, and so to have that is man, I need another one, man. I need some of these ladies of WWF t-shirts, so you know, maybe soon if you guys have any, hit me up. Alright you guys, and finally, man, it hurts to see it again. It always hurts to see it, and this is kind of a funny story. So this, as you guys see right here, is a 1990s collage t-shirt. I'm not sure if a lot of you guys have heard of it, but there's this series, and I don't know who made it. If you guys have any info on it, definitely you know, let me know. But there's collage t-shirts for the 90s, the 80s, and I want to say the 70s, and it's all on Toltex tags. For the most part, all size large was pretty crazy, but between Bowie and I, we've had this t-shirt 3 times, and it was all in the past like couple years. This one, man, I was so sad to lose, and you know, it wasn't my size, it was a size large, but I don't care, man. Next time I find this t-shirt, if you guys have this t-shirt, hit me up. I really just want it in the collection, man. I wanted to either shadow box it or you know, just keep it in there because it has so many things, you know, just amazing. You know, I mean, look at this, man. I mean, you have Seinfeld, or Tupac, Bart Simpson, man, just a bunch of just great things in this one collage. And I really regret selling it. I did sell it to the homie, the Heat Broker, so shout out to him for copying it. But man, this is, yeah, just one I really regret selling. And Bowie, I know he does too. He sold one to, I want to say, Tony from Vice, and then Tony ended up selling that one to Adam Feynman from Round 2. So this t-shirt, man, has gone to a lot of, you know, cool people, but it's just, it sucks that we had 3 in Iowa and we sold all of them, man. It really sucks. But man, this one's tough. Every time I see this t-shirt, I just saw somebody post on Instagram the 80s one, and I'm like, man, I need the 90s. Like, of course the 80s would be cool, but no, I need the 90s, man. That's the era, man. That's the one that, man, just look at these graphics, dude. Look at all this stuff that's in here. It's all of my loves, man, and I definitely need it back. So if whoever is watching this, if you have any leads, let me know. Hit me up. And I'll definitely, I don't know, man, I'll give you some percentage off on sale, man. I'll shout you. I don't care, man. I need this t-shirt, so let me know. But this is the #1 t-shirt I regret selling for sure. All right, you guys, I want to thank you for watching, man. I definitely appreciate it. It was a fun trip down memory lane. You know, some of these hurt feelings with this Hardy Boys and that 90s t-shirt, but I really want to thank you guys for watching. And what's your guys' biggest regrets of selling, you know, with vintage t-shirts? Let me know in the comments below. Man, I love interacting with you guys, and, you know, definitely curious to see what you guys have sold, whether it was from the personal collection or maybe something that you sold really cheap that's gone, you know, shot up in price as well, because definitely we've had that as well. But man, again, I want to thank you for watching. You can follow me on Instagram at Rise Again Vintage, and then you can follow anything Rise Again media related, anything content wise on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Rise Again Crate. And man, until next time, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.